This is a folder with 27 receipts in it, PDF invoices, blurry phone photos, file names like IMG underscore 2047. Everyone has a folder like this. I typed one paragraph into Claude Cowork and walked away. 8 minutes later, every file renamed and sorted by month, a spreadsheet with every transaction, and a written summary that caught things I never asked it to catch, including a duplicate invoice I planted on purpose to see if it would notice. And here is the part I actually care about. I knew the real total before Claude ever started. Its number matched mine to the cent. By the end of this video, you will have this exact workflow, and Claude will have learned it as a skill. So next month, the whole job is one sentence. Nothing here is mocked up. You are watching the real screens, start to finish. Quick context, 20 seconds. Cowork is the mode of the Claude app where you do not chat, you delegate. You point Claude at a real folder on your computer, you describe the outcome you want, and it plans the job, reads the files, and produces real deliverables. Spreadsheets, documents, organized folders. It lives in the Claude desktop app on the paid plans, and desktop is the full experience because it can actually work with your local files. Here is the setup, and it is genuinely 3 clicks. Open the Claude desktop app and switch the composer from chat to Cowork. Right next to that, add your folder. I made one dedicated folder called receipts and pointed it at that. Copy that move. Give Cowork its own folder so you always know exactly what it can and cannot touch. And notice this. The first time Claude tries to change anything, it stops and asks. Nothing gets edited, deleted, or shared until you approve it. That little permission dialog is the entire trust model. You stay in charge the whole time. Now the prompt. Pause the video and steal this, because the shape matters more than the words. 3 numbered asks. 1. Organize the files into subfolders by month, renaming each one to date-vendor. 2. Extract every transaction, date, vendor, category, amount, into expenses.xlsx with a summary tab. 3. Write me a short summary and flag anything unusual, like duplicates. Notice what I am doing here. I am describing what done looks like, not the steps. I never told it which file to open first or how to read a blurry photo. That is Cowork's problem. Your job is to define the finished result so clearly it cannot miss. Hit send and do not touch anything, just watch. Before it works, it writes a plan. Right there in the progress panel. Extract text from the PDF receipts. Read the photo receipts. Detect duplicates. Organize into month folders. Build the spreadsheet. Write the summary. And then verify the totals. It counted all 27 files immediately, 13 PDFs and 9 images. And it even said, quote, some apparent duplicates, before it had touched a single one. This plan step is your safety net. You can sanity check the whole approach before one file moves. And then it just works. I have sped this up, but this is the entire real run. About 8 minutes, uncut underneath. It pulls the text out of the PDF invoices first, because that is fast, and then it reads the photo receipts one by one, including the blurry one. Actually reads them, the way a person squints at a crumpled coffee shop receipt. Watch the progress items check themselves off as it moves down its own list. And here is the point of all of this. You do not sit here. Cowork keeps going while you do literally anything else. And if it hits a genuine question, something only you can answer, it stops and asks instead of guessing. That combination works without you, but asks when it matters, is what makes this safe enough to hand over real files. Delegation with a seatbelt on. 8 minutes later, look at the folder. Before, 27 random files with garbage names. After, 3-month folders, and every file renamed to date-vendor, so it sorts itself forever. And look at this one. Cloud Nest, hosting, duplicate.pdf. It found the duplicate I planted, and instead of silently deleting it, it renamed it So the problem is obvious on disk. It even told me, I do not have permission to delete your files. If you want it gone, drag it to the trash yourself. That is exactly the behavior you want from something touching your documents. Now the spreadsheet. Transactions tab. 26 counted rows. And every single row is traceable. There is a source file column pointing back to the exact receipt it came from, and a counted column where the duplicate sits marked 0, visible but excluded, so nothing double counts. Summary tab. Totals by category, totals by month. Key figures. All live formulas. And the headline? $1,558.28. Remember, I built this test folder, so I knew the true total before it started. This matches it to the cent. Both breakdowns reconciled to the same number, and it verified that itself, because verifying was on its own plan. But summary.md is where it gets scary good, because it flagged three things I never asked about. 1. The duplicate. Cloud Nest invoice 91572 appeared twice, byte for byte identical, kept, renamed, excluded from every total. And it explicitly warned the other Cloud Nest charges in April, May, and June are real monthly bills, not duplicates. Do not delete those. 2. My gym membership billed in April and May, and then nothing in June. Cancelled or a missing receipt? Worth checking. 3. The power bill climbed every single month, up 16% across the quarter. That is not file management anymore. That is the kind of thing a good bookkeeper says to you. Real talk. 90% of you watching haven't subscribed. On Facebook, subscribe is the supporter button. That is what keeps the lights on here. On YouTube, it's free and it tells the algorithm to send you more. Subscribe to support us. Now, the part most tutorials never show you. One more message. Save what you just did as a reusable skill called expense report. And Claude goes to work on itself. It writes a skill file with the whole method inside, plus a bundled script. So the spreadsheet gets built the same way every single time, instead of being reinvented. And before packaging it, it tested the script against the real data end to end and checked that the totals still reconciled. Then, read what it wrote for itself. The golden rule: read every receipt, invent nothing. If a number is unreadable, say, could not read. Never fabricate a value. It codified its own judgment into a file. When it finishes, you get a skill card with a Save Skill button. Click it. That installs the skill into your profile. And this is the step everyone misses, so hear it clearly. A skill only exists once it is saved into your account's skill library. If you skip that button, the next session will have no idea what you are talking about. I know, because I tried. Save skill. Now it is permanent and it syncs with your account. So, was any of that worth it? New month, new folder. 10 July receipts, exact same mess. I open a fresh Cowork session, point it at the July folder, and this time the entire prompt is one sentence. Run my expense report skill on this folder. Watch the side panel. The expense report skill card lights up. Same plan, same standards, no paragraph, no explaining anything. A few minutes later, July organized, July spreadsheet, July summary. Total $561.42. And yes, I checked it against my known total again. Exact, to the cent. And it correctly reported 0 duplicates this time, because there were none to find. 10 minutes of setup once, and this chore is deleted from the rest of your life. 4 gotchas that will save you an hour. 1. The skill has to live in your skill library. Click Save Skill when the card appears, or add it yourself under Settings, then Skills. If Claude says it cannot find your skill, this is why, every time. 2. Give Cowork a dedicated folder. Never your whole documents. Cleaner permissions. cleaner results, and you always know what it touched. 3. On your first run, click allow instead of always allow so you see every change it wants to make. Graduate to always allow after it has earned it. 4. Photos work, even blurry ones. But the skill's own rule applies. If a number is truly unreadable, it should say so, not invent one. So verify your first run. After that, let it fly. I wrote this whole system up as a free PDF, the Cowork Expense Report Kit. The exact prompt, the full skill file ready to install, the 4 gotchas, and a first run checklist. Comment the word receipts. That's it. And I will send it straight to you or grab it from the link in the description. Completely free. Just getting started with all this. My paid beginner guides for Claude Code, for Codex, and for selling with Claude Cowork are in the description too. On YouTube, become a member. On Facebook, tap the supporter button. And I am on Instagram at Hyperautomation Labs, where the behind the scenes builds go. Now, go point Cowork at the folder you have been avoiding. Next month, it is one sentence.